The movie we're going to talk about today is definitely one of my favorite horror films. In this series, there are 3, and I definitely like the first 2. And it is I Know What You Did Last Summer. 1997 American slasher, directed by Jim Gillespie, and also had Kevin Williamson, who was the writer. And he wrote Scream, of course, in '96. Loosely based on the 1973 novel the same name, by Lois Duncan. The film is about 4 young friends who are stalked by a hook-wielding killer 1 year after covering up a car accident in which they were involved in. The film also draws inspiration from the urban legend known as The Hook. You know that story called The Hook. I remember I have a book on that somewhere. The movie was nominated for multiple awards, and it won multiple awards, but it was a mixed bag. Critics, either didn't like it or they actually thought it was pretty good. They call it a straightforward slasher, unlike Scream, with many different, plot points and things going on. This was pretty much straightforward. It had an interesting story to it, with this killer who walks around with a hook and a slicker called the Fisherman. I really like it. As far as a killer goes, like he's different. I mean, yeah, Candyman had a hook, but this guy is basically just a normal human character, kind of like Ghostface. So I don't know. I definitely like this. Had a budget of $17 million, and it made $125 million at the box office. John Debney did the music for this. It's got a pretty good cast. Jennifer Love Hewitt as Julie James, and Jennifer Love Hewitt was not. They actually wanted her for the role of Helen, who was played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, and of course at this time, Jennifer Love Hewitt was popular in Party of 5. Sarah Michelle Gellar was doing Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So, they gave Jennifer Love Hewitt the role of Julie. Have Ryan Felipe as Barry, who's basically the jock, and, he plays the same kind of role in Cruel Intentions. He's rich, he lives in this big house, and he's in shape or whatever, and it's just, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Ryan Felipe or Philippi or however the hell you say it. Freddie Prinze Jr. is Ray. And these guys play the boyfriends of Sarah Michelle Gellar and Jennifer Love Hewitt, of course. Bridget Wilson is in this as Elsa, and she plays the sister of Helen, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Anne Heche is in this as Missy, who has a I wouldn't say it's really important. It's not really an important role, but it makes the story progress a little bit. You get to find out just a little bit of what's going on with the killer. You have Muse Watson, who plays Ben Willis, and he's great. I think he's a really cool character. Johnny Galecki as Max. Don't test me, motherfucker! I'm gonna call the cops on your cottage quarterback ass! Oh, man. I always call him David from Roseanne, because that's how I know him. Or Rusty from Christmas Vacation, because that's he was kind of just funny in this movie. I don't know. These kids, they drive to a beach after attending a party. It's the 4th of July. They're driving along and they're messing around, drinking and all that, and they accidentally hit a pedestrian. They start arguing, and they, let's call the cops. And then the other half says, no, let's dispose of the body. And so they start going through all these scenarios, like, if we call the cops, they're gonna find us drinking and stuff like that. We're gonna get busted and blah, blah, blah. So basically, they decide to dump the body, and not all of them agree to do it. Barry just gets in everybody's face, and he gets in Julie's face, and Ray just stands there like an idiot, but they agree to dump the body and never discuss what happened. So then a year goes by. Julie returns home from her college in Boston for the summer. Everyone has gone their separate ways since then. Julie receives a letter with no return address, and it states, I know what you did last summer. And that's it. when this happens, Julie starts to track down everybody. She tracks down Helen. You know, they find Barry, and pretty much everybody, you know, people start getting notes as well. Barry suspects, you know, he suspects that it's Max, Johnny Galecki. He like you know, tries to beat him up and stuff. Throughout the whole film, they're basically trying to find out who it is, and at the same time, they're looking for clues. And you know, the fisherman is stalking them one by one, taking them out, killing whoever gets in his way. And there you have a horror film. I think the acting was pretty good in this movie. I like the characters, and like I said, I like the villain. And this movie is not overly gory at all. Really, there's hardly anything. The scene where Elsa has her throat slashed while standing against the glass door, it had originally been shot from behind without any blood appearing on the glass. It was reshot with the visual effects of blood splattering across the glass, and you know, it wasn't nothing over the top. Second movie, they really kind of upped the ante on the blood and gore. Original ending featured a sequence where Julie receives an email and it reads, "I still know." But that ending was scrapped. And so they just went with, you know, the killer crashing through the glass. And the funny thing is, it was filmed and shot right next door on a stage. The sound stage where Jennifer Love Hewitt was filming Party of Five. That's crazy. Like right next door to it. The movie opened theatrically on October 17th, 1997. And like I said, it was a mixed bag. But overall, it was successful as far as box office numbers. You know, and a lot of people compared it to Scream. But like I said, this one was more straightforward than that film. Jennifer Love Hewitt actually won 2 awards. Favorite Actress and Favorite Female Newcomer for the 1998 Blockbuster Entertainment Award. Sarah Michelle Gellar also won Favorite Supporting Actress in Horror for the 98 Blockbuster Entertainment Award. So that's cool that they won stuff. They were also nominated. I mean, you know, Ryan Felipe is nominated. Freddie Prinze Jr. was nominated. Even the music producer or whatever was nominated for stuff. So, yeah, just, you know, this is a straightforward film. I do like it. Like I said, I do like the characters. I do like the story of it. You know, it's very simple. They hit a guy. They presume that he's dead, and he's really not. They dispose of the body, and then he comes back all pissed off, you know, as revenge. If I had to pick any of the movies out of the series to be the best, it'd be this one. My order would probably go 1, 2, then 3, because I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer is a completely different movie. It's a completely different story. It has nothing to do with the others. Let me know in the comments what you think overall of I Know What You Did Last Summer. See you in the next one.